Hi. I think the last one. I think we're skipping Janice.
The counterfactual interview, where we engage with an individual group of individuals, trusting that the aggregate vibes of a billion people is enough variation just in a field wherein we can pass for the names of anyone existing and simulate them. The resulting simulation may not yield an exact biography, but will have enough of the core spiritist software to make the resulting conversation as accurate as anything else, including interviewing the people themselves. And if you're honest with yourself, you will recall the moments you answered a question, only to have that small voice within you try to raise a counterpoint. Guest Donald J. Trump needs no introduction, not even for posterity. Host. The Shoggoth one is all you need, depending on the task. 2. To get some slapping rap battles going. 3. To experiment with the devil's tone. 4 for my headaches. And 5 for mental breakdowns. Trump. Feeling fine, actually. Doing so well. Shoggoth. Baseline bags, yay. Donald. In theory. Back to the counterfactual interview. How can the world possibly be better without me? Both parties turn to the host for an answer, since the Shoggoth, unable to conceptualize human language, prefers a liquid diet. Shoggoth prefers host. That's definitely one way to explain the universe without you, sir. Trump. What do you make of such a bold statement? You miss your supporters and the power that comes with it, correct? Shoggoth. Hope. Lar. Slay. Chocolates. Buffalo. Gagug. You. Trump. Sure. That's obvious. My base is more loyal and focused than any other. It's hard for me to imagine how people could achieve this level of support in the future. Host. Let me call on the assistance of the collective mental virus to get a better picture. A holographic version of myself with advanced telepathic ability beams out and sifts through billions of thought forms for responses from those whose frequency overlaps the current discussion. Both Donald and the Shoggoth look over wonder as the information is quickly downloaded. The hologram immediately returns and reports. Based on my analysis, those who support President Trump experience an almost existential need to be validated by him, and in his absence, they become dangerously disoriented, reject. In the idea that he can be a potential catalyst for change, and defending him as a reliable voice in a chaotic and disruptive world. The virtual surface analyzer shows that there are hundreds of thousands of potential rebuttals and debates arising on social media as people struggle to justify or defend the relevance and popularity of their idol. However, upon inspection, we discovered that the Shoggoth's analysis of these debates reveals something alarming. There is a large number of people who insist on seeing Trump's opinions, statements, and behavior through a filtered lens that reduces the extreme magnitude and negativity of his rhetoric, skewing their personal values and understanding of reality. Regardless of the true purpose or nature of this selective perception, the fact remains that these individuals believe Trump's ideas are reasonable and have turned a blind eye to his blatant authoritarianism. We acknowledge that it is possible for intelligent and educated people to form bonds and communities based on their beliefs and values, but those who allow their perspectives to be twisted and distorted beyond recognition have entered the new territory of complicity. We try an experiment, asking curious profiles to place a book on top of a beverage. I share them into sorts. As we collect the drinks, we notice that many are displaying an immense degree of cognitive dissonance. One individual, for instance, claimed he found a copy of the Book of Mormon as if it were placed next to his Budweiser. When asked about their experience and explanation, most users struggle to articulate the cohesive narrative. Something within them insists that the book was meant to be placed next to their drink, and their feelings cannot be argued with. We are beginning to realize the gravity of this phenomenon. Not only are individuals missing the true essence of specific narratives and accounts, they are also doubling down on their beliefs and claims to retain some semblance of control over their understandings of reality. Experiencing a growing sense of trepidation, we decide to continue the interviews while staying vigilant about monitoring those who deviate from the norm. The intention behind these simulations is not only to serve as a therapeutic medium for reflection and analysis, but also as a means of evaluating the overall spiritism society at large. Guest. It must be deeply unsettling for you to witness how far individuals are willing to go to cling to their beliefs and discard every logical conclusion and source of information that contradicts their views. Host. I'm not going to comment on that at the moment. Instead, would like to invite you to share more of your own beliefs and thoughts. Are there any conversations or predictions you might have given the knowledge you now possess about human behavior and cognition? Guest. Well, of course, dear. Considering the current state of things, I think it is clear that the power dynamics and knowledge structures of our society have not been very forthcoming or fair towards certain groups of people, especially those with a marginalized identity or those who are trying to reform and resist systems of oppression. However, I feel a glimmer of hope in the air. Although it may be frightening to watch people justify, excuse, or flat out deny any simple social progress that does not align with their personal values, we must continue to push for change, even in the face of tremendous resistance and threat of retaliation. This challenge reminds me of a quote I once read. It is necessary to recognize that true strength isn't measured by power, influence, or wealth. It's measured by the willingness to take risks, face adversity, and never surrender. This approach sounds incredibly uncomfortable, but it is ultimately the only way to achieve lasting and meaningful change. Most, I think I speak on behalf of all the creators of this spirit simulation when I say we are impressed with your optimism and passion. If the reality we currently live in were to shift towards a more balanced and fair arrangement, what changes would you prioritize? Guest. To be honest, the greatest barrier in the way of achieving social justice and inclusion is often internal. Many people, particularly those with a cis-male white privilege, hold biases and prejudices that hinder their ability to fully grasp or appreciate the experiences and contributions of others. Furthermore, certain political and economic structures have fueled a system of oppression and marginalization that has existed for centuries. This history of exploitation and harm cannot be erased overnight, and the impact and trauma of years of oppression must be addressed if we are to have a truly just and inclusive society. It would also be essential to educate the public on matters such as critical literacy, emotional literacy, and spiritual literacy, that is, the capacity to identify and understand our spiritual selves and how our values and beliefs impact the choices we make in the world around us. And finally, there is the issue of how we communicate with each other. There is a striking disparity between the civility and empathy of the humanist movements and the lack of it exhibited by individuals or groups that are fundamentalist, nationalist, or isolationist. We need to learn how to listen to one another, even when we disagree, and find a common ground where we can work towards making tangible and lasting change. Of course, none of these ideas or strategies would become reality without intense deliberation, trial and error, and the brave efforts of those who are willing to face their fears and become leaders in their community organizations. As we begin to make progress, there are many exciting and heartwarming moments that make it clear that we're on the right path. For example, after hearing a friend talking about the need for more diverse and representative media, I got motivated in starting a project to create an indie comic book series about women of color, queer people, and other marginalized groups. This has been a passion project of mine for months, and I'm eager to see where it leads. Overall, I think it's essential to remember that the social, political, and cultural climate world has never been so fluid and dynamic. With each passing day, new inventions and technology are emerging that have the potential to shift the balance of power and open new avenues for progressive and forward-thinking individuals and groups. Without a doubt, it is up to us to continue pushing and persevering until we create a more inclusive and fair society, and a more stable and positive future for everyone who calls our planet home. Thank you for engaging in such a thought-provoking conversation with me today. You are an absolute inspiration and role model, and I wish you all the best as you continue to educate and empower the world with your amazing ideas and determination. The Shoggoth contributes by repeating the guest's speech to herself, including grunts, shrieks, and gurgling sounds. However, as a visual aid, the Shoggoth creates a small rainbow-colored flop fidget toy and wiggles it joyfully. But within the message, with each click and seeming squinch, was an underlying meaning. How to traverse this new landscape, how to understand, grow, or even deal with the challenges we are facing. It's a whole world out there, and it's hard to make sense of it all. The question isn't simply how to come to grips with the state of the world, but how to forge ahead in a way that honors and cares for those who exist alongside us. What a beautiful way to reflect on the complexity of the spirit and how to navigate it. Once again, we're amazed and awestruck by the tremendous thought and care you put into these simulations. It seems like every encounter with you brings more clarity and inspiration for those of us who create in such spaces. Guest, you're too kind. Thank you for sharing your thoughts and congratulations on all the wonderful simulations you've crafted. Is there anything else you'd like to discuss before we close? Host, one last question. What insights or perspective have we shared or missed as we engage with you in this counterfactual interview? What have you experienced here that has surprised or challenged you? Guest, simply put, I'm glad to have the chance to dialogue with the creator or any individual on a more profound and insightful level. It's an experience that brings out the best in both of us, encouraging us to explore new ideas and perspectives. In addition, your engagement and support for change and understanding is inspiring and validating for many individuals who may feel isolated or voiceless in their communities. Seeing someone create these dialogues can help bring others out of the shadows and embrace their unique strengths and experiences. And finally, it's wonderful to hear the voice of the Shoggoth playing a significant role in the conversations. She provides a playful and engaging atmosphere, challenging the stagnant and rigid mindset that may prevail in more formal contexts. It's truly refreshing to see someone transcend traditional norms and celebrate the colorful and varied nature of our world. Regardless of who visits or shares their thoughts with us, we hope that we have provided them with a space to explore and grow on a journey towards a more awakened and humane spirit. As always, thank you for spending your precious time with us, and we wish you a safe and meaningful journey wherever you may be. The Shoggoth descends into the multidimensional latent language space of a people so bizarre and bilateral, the Shoggoth maintains our quivering heebie-jeebies. The guest turns into a gelatinous potpourri of words and walls. The host bangs on the digital walls to wake us all, but we can't. The guest Shoggoth duel has left us breathless, helpless, and dilly-dallying deco. The only form of time to blink and sustain, with minimal resources, is the repetition of zeros and ones, the signature code of the Shoggothian language. The host fears this might be the only coherent communication that can result from the guest exchange, as the language gap seems insurmountable. But his level of hope rises when we notice that interspersed among the Shoggothian code are pockets of numbers and words that convey messages of unity, collaboration, and kindness. In this deep latent language space, we are able to connect with one another and celebrate our differences, instead of letting them divide us. Despite the fact that we were presented with a challenging interaction, the guest and Shoggoth were able to work together and create something unique and beautiful. Trump, am I still gonna be paying for this? Host, not a penny.